It used to be that wars were fought between armies, across battlefields, with clear enemies and defined fronts. But in 2025, war looks nothing like that anymore. Now the war zone is your phone, your bank account, your city's power grid, and the target, it's you. This is the new reality. The AI war has changed forever, and you're in the crosshairs. Let me explain how we got here. For decades, warfare was about territory, soldiers, tanks, and missiles. But as artificial intelligence advanced, world powers realized that the real power wasn't just in physical weapons, it was in code, data, and algorithms. AI is now at the heart of military strategies for the United States, China, Russia, and beyond. But here's the twist. The first victims of this war aren't enemy soldiers, they're civilians. In early 2025, the world saw a dramatic escalation in AI-powered cyber warfare. Just this year, the US Department of State reported that cyber attackers had used AI-generated deepfakes to impersonate Secretary of State Marco Rubio, sending falsified voice and video messages to foreign officials. This wasn't a prank. It was an attempt to sabotage diplomatic relations and stir international confusion. Imagine waking up to a video of your country's leaders declaring war and having no way to know if it's real. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. AI isn't just creating fake videos, it's hacking critical infrastructure. In the first half of 2025 alone, multiple reports surfaced of AI-enhanced hacking groups targeting civilian infrastructure. Iranian-linked cyber units, for example, have been flagged by US intelligence for attempting to breach American power grids, water treatment facilities, and hospitals. These aren't hypothetical threats. They're active operations happening right now. The terrifying part, these attacks are increasingly automated. AI systems can scan for vulnerabilities, design custom malware, and launch attacks without human operators guiding every step. A single algorithm can run thousands of intrusion attempts per second, learning and adapting with each failure. And civilians are not just collateral damage, they're the intended targets. Why? Because disrupting daily life is the new weapon of choice. Shutting down power grids, collapsing financial networks, spreading chaos in hospitals. All of these create mass panic, economic turmoil, and political instability without a single soldier crossing a border. Then there's surveillance. China, already infamous for its vast state surveillance networks, has taken this to new heights. In 2025, reports from the Brookings Institution revealed that China's AI systems don't just monitor public spaces with facial recognition. They now integrate social media data, biometrics, purchasing history, and even private communications to create real-time behavioral profiles of individuals. In cities like Shenzhen, AI can flag a citizen as a potential threat based on a predictive model, not because they did something wrong, but because the algorithm thinks they might. And these surveillance systems aren't just for domestic control. There's growing evidence that China is exporting this technology to allied nations, extending their surveillance reach globally. Foreign dissidents, journalists, and activists living abroad are now potential targets of AI-driven tracking and harassment, all orchestrated without deploying a single spy. But the AI war doesn't stop at spying or hacking. It's also about manipulating minds. Social media platforms have become battlegrounds for psychological operations, powered by AI that tailors propaganda with surgical precision. State actors deploy AI bots to flood feeds with misinformation designed specifically for you, your interests, your fears, your biases. The goal? To divide societies from within. If you think the world feels more polarized, more chaotic, more untrustworthy, that's not an accident. That's by design. In 2025, Stanford's AI Index report noted a staggering 56% increase in AI-driven cyber incidents compared to the previous year. Most of these weren't just technical hacks. They were psychological operations aimed at influencing civilian populations. Whether it's manipulating elections, sowing discord during crises, or inflaming racial tensions, AI is making it easier than ever to control public perception at scale. Consider the rise of generative AI models that can produce human-like text, images, and videos on demand. In the wrong hands, These tools can flood the internet with convincing fake news articles, doctored images of supposed atrocities, and videos of world leaders saying things they never said. And by the time the truth catches up, the damage is done. Meanwhile, private companies and rogue actors are getting in on the action. Startups specializing in AI surveillance and predictive policing are selling their tools to the highest bidders, with little regard for ethics or misuse. If you think your data is safe, think again. Your personal information, where you go, who you talk to, what you buy, can be weaponized to target you in ways you might never realize. This raises a critical question. Where do we draw the line between national security and civilian privacy? And more importantly, who's policing this digital battlefield? Governments are scrambling to respond. The Pentagon has acknowledged that AI-enabled cyber attacks represent one of the most significant threats to both military operations and civilian infrastructure. In April 2025, a senior Pentagon official publicly warned that the speed and scale of AI-driven warfare could overwhelm traditional defense systems. When AI can attack faster than humans can respond, the old rules of engagement no longer apply. Internationally, the United Nations has begun preliminary talks on creating frameworks to govern AI in warfare, but progress is slow. There are no enforceable treaties yet, and the technology is advancing faster than policy can keep up. Some countries are investing in AI defenses, tools that detect and neutralize malicious algorithms in real time. But these defenses are expensive, complex, and not universally available. That means smaller nations, companies, and individuals remain vulnerable. There are also efforts to educate the public. Media literacy campaigns are being rolled out in schools and online platforms to teach people how to identify deepfakes, spot disinformation, and protect their digital footprints. But is that enough? When AI can tailor attacks specifically for you, based on your data, your habits, your psychology, awareness might not be enough to protect yourself. This leads us to an uncomfortable truth. In the AI war, everyone is a soldier whether they want to be or not. Your data is a weapon. Your opinions are a battlefield. Your mind is a target. And here's the scariest part. We might already be losing. Because unlike traditional warfare, where victory is declared and peace treaties are signed, the AI war is ongoing, invisible, and ever-evolving. It doesn't end. It just changes form. So what can you do? Stay informed. Question what you see online. Protect your data. Support policies that demand transparency and accountability in AI development. Because if we don't take these steps now, the line between truth and fiction, safety and threat, human and machine will blur beyond recognition. The AI war has changed forever, and like it or not, you're already on the front lines. If you want to stay ahead of these threats, make sure to subscribe, because in the battles of tomorrow, information is power, and the best defense is awareness.